Why is it not going? There it goes. Yeah, well, and I don't have a ton of questions in the hopper here, and I don't know what we're gonna do for that another Friday show. I had like this way or that. Like we could pretend like we're in a theme park. Which way would you go, left or right? Like would you go to Tomorrowland or I don't know because it's so far out, but we could think of something.
It is far out.
All right, let's see. Hit Facebook.
Are the Disneyland episodes popular? Because this is a Walt Disney trip planning podcast, so I don't know how your Disneyland shows.
Yeah, we can talk whatever.
Because you're about to be you're gonna do a Disneyland like trip recap though when you get back though, so we probably shouldn't do that.
But we could talk Disneyland, but we could kind of do a combo of like if we did that, like which way would you go? We could do like on the cruise ship or on Disney, and we could kind of combo it up. Let me try to find a listener question. I know we got one this morning. Well, let's see.
Need some questions?
We do need questions.
I'm about to go into the Discord and be like, join the live show and give us some questions.
That's a good idea. Do that. I need to mute the Discord, by the way. Let's see. Notifications. Mute for 3 hours. Done. I'll scoot that over to my other monitor so I can see it. Let's see what we got here in the inbox. We already did the one about the Olympics. I didn't delete that one. Or I got it twice. Questions in 11 days. Okay, we can do that one. Oh my God, there's an AI overview for these emails now in Google. It's like summarizing the listener question at the top now. Nicole specifically asked if the pass works across all parks with a park hopper ticket and whether she should risk not purchasing it.
Oh my gosh.
We should just read the summary. Nicole asked Mike for advice on purchasing a Lightning Lane multi-pass for a trip starting.
I think I talked about this before. One of my favorite WDW Today episodes was when they had they did like a live booking of Mike Newell, like where they went on like one of those like negotiating like price websites or whatever. Like, okay, I'm willing to like
they didn't know
this much or
yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, and like it was like with Mike Newell, like, all right, this is the category, like, all right, I'm going to commit to this, and like, all right, this is the hotel you're staying at now. Like, it was like one of the funniest episodes I remember them doing.
I remember that one too. That was funny. I do remember that. Like, you're staying here. This could be a trip.
I've always said that it could be kind of a funny episode for us. Like, let's just book a trip. Like, and just like walk through like our thought process of like booking a trip.
We should. Hey, George. George is over on Instagram. Hello. All right, let's do this. Well, so we do need questions. Like if you have any kind of a question, you're on the show this week because we are running light on questions. And this podcast is actually not for this Wednesday. It's for like a week from Wednesday. We're jumping ahead. Okay, my phone. This is actually 2841. So this will be for the Wednesday I get back from Disneyland. Yes. So what day is that? Real quick. So today's the 28th. So we've already got.
This is February 4th?
Yeah, probably the 4th. 28th. Yep, the 4th. Okay. So we'll be doing the 4th and the 6th today. All right. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2841 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week, and congratulations again to all the lizards out that traveled out to the West Coast for the Disneyland Half Marathon weekend. Hope you got all those coast-to-coast medals, all those folks who ran down at Walt Disney World for the marathon weekend and then traveled cross-country out to Disneyland, and even the folks who we saw for the first time out there on the West Coast. Maybe you got that 5K medal, started the race out on Main Street, 10K, got to go through both parks, and the half marathon, got to see Anaheim. I will say this about the half marathon in Disneyland. You get to see the sunrise and mountains. I mean, that is That's what I love. I mean, I know people kind of don't like the half marathon course at Disneyland, a lot of roads. For somebody from the Midwest, seeing the mountains at sunrise, chef's kiss. I do love that. So I hope you had a great time. We're recording this one obviously a little bit early, so it's on the feed. We don't miss anything. So if you're like, what? Something has changed. Things might be a little bit different by the time you hear this hitting your feed, but we're doing the best we can. And joining me today, we got a lot of us here. It's a Scott and Mike show. Scotty G, must see adventures in the house. Scott, what's happening on this Wednesday in the future? What's up?
Happy Wednesday. Congratulations again to the Run Disney participants. I always love those. Man, we're closing out I was just thinking that was like the last Run Disney in Anaheim for a while. Just
No.
closing another chapter on that for the second time that we've done that now. Which is unfortunate. I just really love the race weekends out there. And what like you were saying about the half marathon course, like that it is cool out there. Like you were talking about the mountains. And what's kind of neat about there too, like especially when they had the 4 different race weekends, the half marathon course was always kind of different. Like you would exit the park like in a different direction, which I think this weekend's did go a little bit differently. If I remember looking at the course map, like it still like ends in the same spot, but it does do a little bit something different, which is what I like about their half marathon course. So congratulations, everyone. Awesome weekend.
Yeah, I can't remember what. Obviously, record this before I ran this particular weekend. I think it was 2 years ago. We were coming on the home stretch. It was about mile 11. This is one of my favorite moments actually from Disneyland, the races, and it kind of caught me by surprise. We were passing a restaurant on the left. It was like a Denny's or something. You know, it was kind of. I think it was open. It was like an early morning, kind of like a diner, but it wasn't like a place I was familiar with, but we were passing that, you know, a couple businesses on the left, but over to the right, you could see the mountains, right? And it was the sunrise. And the sunrise was coming up over the mountains. And I just remember like I was just moved. I was like, that is so beautiful. And I remember telling a couple of runners around me, I literally told them, I was like, look, the sunrise coming up over the mountain. They could care less. So they were probably from California. But I was just like, I told them like we were moving at that, but I was like, it was like mile 11, like people were trying to get it because we were getting close to home. And but I did like I turned to the people I was running with, and I'm like, look, like I'd never seen the sunrise, right? Look, the sunrise over the mountains, isn't that cool? Dude, they could care less. I was like almost in tears. I was like, this is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. Like it was gorgeous. But they obviously probably live 15 minutes from that street. But I just I say this all the time, like I've talked about, like I just got my passport and I'm excited that we'll be using that probably over the next 10 years and seeing the world a little bit. But man, there's so many beautiful places in our country, and just the topography of even California, like they call them standard view rooms at the Disneyland Hotel, but I get psyched just looking out my window at the Disneyland Hotel, seeing the mountains out there. That's if you call that standard view, I call that pretty sweet. We've talked
I
about
do
that many
too.
times
I do
ourselves.
too. Yep. I agree.
So now let me ask you this real quick, because you did some of the Disneyland races. What was your favorite of all? Because you got to do, I think you ran Star Wars one year out there, and I think did you do the Avengers race ever? I know that there was one year where it was like epically windy. I remember I remember seeing like I think the Shine Golds were out there that year. Like, I mean, there was like light standards blown over. It was just crazy. Like,
Santa Ana winds get pretty crazy out there. Unfortunately, I did not do Star Wars out there. I did a couple Dumbo Dares, and then I did the last Avengers one, which is weird because you would fill your Infinity Gauntlet, like you would get like your stones, Like, I know you don't know Avengers very well, but you didn't get to finish the collection. It was kind of a bummer. I loved that weekend too. It was kind of interesting because it was always like the weekend after Wine and Dine. That was what was weird. Like a lot of those race weekends were really close
back to back almost.
because
Yeah.
you'd have marathon weekend and then boom, they'd have like I think Star Wars was right after marathon weekend actually, like in January, and then you'd have Princess, and then like Tinkerbell might have been more like in May, I think. I don't know, but they had some race weekends that were pretty close together. But I really did like that the traditional one that they kind of call like what they do in January now, but it was over Labor Day weekend. It was just the Dumbo Dare weekend. I just loved that weekend. It was really hot, I will say though. It gets really hot in September out in Anaheim, but it was just cool. Like I just love that because I could tack on like an extra, use like one less personal day because of Labor Day weekend. It was kind of like, you're getting into fall. College football is starting and all that. It was just like a fun weekend to go out to Anaheim. I just loved it, and yeah, that was just my favorite race weekend. But they were all great out there.
All right, so let's jump into the questions. We have some here. Thanks to everybody who's joining us in the chat. We got a lot of folks jumping in. We appreciate you guys being here. We usually record on Mondays, usually around 5:30 Eastern. So if you're tuned in for that, come on in. Our good friend Andrew, who runs our wiki, which is a pretty good thing. So go over to beourguestpodcast.com. You can check that out. He's got a couple of questions. He's asking about, he says, do you think the Zootopia show will last long? The unofficial guide review, at least, was pretty scathing. See, I have not seen that yet. You have not seen it yet. Have you? Oh, no, you've seen it. Okay, so you liked it, I believe, the Zootopia.
I did enjoy it. And I mean, I liked Tough to Be a Bug, honestly. Like, I thought that was pretty good, but it was long overdue. And I'm a big fan of Zootopia. I love that franchise. And I enjoyed it. And I think it'll stick around, especially because they just made the second film of the franchise. So it's going to stick around for a while. And unfortunately, the way Disney does things, it'll probably be a Zootopia 3. It kind of set up for another one, too, the way that the series was going. So it's going to stick around for a while. But I enjoyed it. I think it was cute. I liked it a lot. It's not something I'll do every time, but honestly, Tough to Be a Bug is something I didn't do every time when I went to Animal Kingdom. So I think it'll stick around for a while.
And I don't think it needs to generate e-ticket kind of crowds. I think it's just one of those things. It just needs to be there to consistently bring some people in. It just doesn't have to be a big thing. It just has to be a thing, I think. Who knows though? But here's the thing I think about Zootopia, and I've never seen Zootopia, but from what I've read is that Zootopia is super popular with international guests. Like it's a bigger thing maybe outside the States than even in the States. I know it's especially at the international parks. I think it's huge. So maybe that's some legs. Here's a question from, let's see here, at BP Gentry over on YouTube. Hey guys, I'm wondering, what are your big tips for a Run Disney arrival day? That's a good question because you're going down for a race weekend, trying to maybe save your legs a little bit, but you want to have some fun. Obviously, I always try to go. That's my expo day, but besides the expo, because that's a Debbie Downer. I hate the expo. So do you. What do you do on the
biggest fan of the expo days?
We're not trying to bring down your Wednesday. No, okay. What are you gonna do?
It depends on what races you're doing, right? So everyone's Run Disney arrival day could be a little differently. A lot of times when I'm doing a Run Disney weekend, I'm usually doing all the races that are part of it. So my first race is usually going to be the 5K. So for my Run Disney arrival day, if the next morning is going to be the 5K, like that's probably going to be the day I'm going to do the most stuff, right? Because like I know my body pretty well, and I feel like I can spend a few hours in the park. I can stay up a little later, and I know I can rebound pretty well in the morning and crush a 5K. And by crush, I mean wake up and walk the 5K.
Get there and finish. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So my strategy is like that's going to be probably my best day for park touring. And I don't know if this is in line with Disneyland. I know we're recording this a little ahead of time. It's after Disneyland now, but I'm thinking about the last time I did a Disneyland. That was the day I toured the best on the last Disneyland race I did. We were there park opening, and like closed down. Like we did park hopping that day. We were in DCA. We closed down Disneyland and woke up the next day. Boom, did a race. So that's kind of how I do that first day. And then as the weekend goes on, I casually do a little less park touring, sitting down, spending a little more time in lounges, sitting on park benches a little bit more, going to bed a little bit earlier. And that's just kind of how I do the weekend. I think you're kind of similar, right, Mike?
Exactly. That's exactly how I do it. The only thing I do is I kind of really, the arrival day, I set up the room. That's where I focus on getting the room set up for the race weekend. Like I make sure my groceries are there, like I'm going to Amazon Prime, the foods and stuff. I get that from Bell Services. And I've learned, like I did this at Marathon weekend, is that I'll order it the night before at home and get it like set up to be delivered to the Bell Services at the hotel. So when I get there the next day, it's already there. I just go get it and I get it set up that night. So it's all set for the whole race weekend. I have my sodas, my waters, my Gatorades, everything I need in the room, snacks. But yeah, same way. Like as the weekend goes on, I do less and less. So I'm more aggressive early
Yep.
because the shorter races are earlier. That's a good call. All right, here's a question. Somebody's got to run here because of the ice they got to get going. Says, hey, this is from Jen. Hey, can't stay long as I need to get out before the road's ice over in Pennsylvania, but I got a question. Are the pools truly heated at Walt Disney World? I thought they were 82 degrees year round, but lots of posts saying the pools have not been heated in a while. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, they're heated.
They're heated for sure. Now the air temperature when you leave is not guaranteed to be heated, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I've been like, so one of my most famous stories, and I've told it here on the podcast a few times, is that back before the podcast, back when I was a rookie at going to Walt Disney World, Pam and I just teachers, well before Mallory was born. Again, she's 18 now. It was just Paige. We didn't know what we were doing. We had a burn bombs guide in a car. That's all we had. And we're like, you know what? We're off on Christmas break. Let's go to Florida. Let's go to Disney. Let's do we were the family. Let's go to Disney. And that was like, that's all we knew. Got the ultimate park hopper ticket, stayed at All Star Sports. First thing I told Paige was like, dude, we're going to Florida and we're going to swim because it's going to be hot when we get there. Dude, it was not hot when we got there. It was freezing when we got to Florida. Everybody's in coats, but Pam's like, you told Paige you were going to swim because she was like 6 or 7, and I'm trying to win her over still. I don't even know if we were married at the time yet. I'm like, she's like, you are getting in that pool because you've been telling her for a week you were going to swim with her in Florida. She's like, that pool's supposed to be heated. I'm like, yeah, but it's like 45 degrees. I'm like, I'm going to get pneumonia as soon as I step out of that pool because you could see the steam, right? The pool was fine. And we had we were not close at All Star Sports to the pool. But I did swim because I was still trying to catch Pam at the time. And so we had a nice swim and a frigid walk back to the room at All Star Sports. And then I got a hot shower. But,
so my advice for that, and we usually do the hot tub like when it's kind of in colder days too. But
good idea.
But we will always bring our towels to like the entry to because a lot of times too, you're not going to see as many people in the pools. So
I think I was like that day.
So where the steps are, like where you enter the pool, we will bring like 3 or 4 towels and just leave them right there so that when we exit the pool, bam, our towels are like right there to instantly start drying off instead of having to like do the long walk to like your chair. Because those are some cold steps if it's cold outside. So like to have the towels close by. That's kind of like one of our hacks that we do when it's cold because getting out of that pool, like you said, Mike, that's tough.
And I don't think I think I probably just had like one towel, this was like, I didn't know, I have a clue. I probably had like one towel from, the rack there and, trunks, and that was it, dude. Stroll, like Adidas flip flops. I just remember it was like one of the coldest strolls ever. I know it's cold around the country right now, but dude, cold. Yeah. All right. Matty Rowe 88 has a question. Hey guys, what are your thoughts on Geo 82? Any recommendations on what to get? Hope to check it out in August. Scotty G, we're both big fans of Geo 82. I mean, any kind of Epcot fan needs to go there. I'm not, I'm not a connoisseur of that kind of stuff, but I loved the old fashioned. I thought it was really good. But I mean, I'm not like an old fashioned expert, but I thought it was super tasty. So recommendation, Scotty G.
I mean, the brown buttered old fashioned is delicious. It is really good. Can't recommend it enough. Now it's funny. I think I recommended it before on the podcast, and I have a friend of mine that loves old fashions, listens to the show, and they sent me a private message after the show. They said, "Scotty, I love you," but I disagree. I disagree. He said, "I disagree with you on that old fashioned." So I'm just going to put that out there. He's the only one. He knows who he is. He's the only one that I've heard say that they don't like that old fashioned. So.
Did they prefer something else to the old fashioned at Geo 82, or was it they just?
So they liked the bourbon flight, which I like the bourbon flight too there. So the bourbon flight is good. Now I will say like it's a little bit on the pricier side, both of those drinks. Like so the bourbon flight, you're gonna taste 4 really unique, bourbons because there's some like select bourbons to Geo 82 that you can only get there. And the old fashioned is pretty pricey considering like other cocktails I can get at Epcot or other lounges, but it's really good. It's really good. The bartenders are so crafty there. They make great drinks. The service is great. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here too, is that it's an open bar. Like they have everything behind the bar. So if you're looking at that menu and something doesn't jump out to you, just talk to your server or go up to the bar and talk to the bar service and tell them what you like, and they're gonna find something for you. It's a great spot. If you love Epcot, even if you don't like alcohol, like if you're just like into mocktails, or you just want to go up and see the space, I still highly recommend doing that, because it is just a cool spot to just hang out and just see the view of Future World, or whatever the the neighborhoods are called now. And it's just a cool spot. I just love it there.
I agree. Yeah, any kind of Disney fan, any kind of person that loves Epcot, get up there. I mean, it's an experience just from the entranceway. Like, you go in, there's artwork, the lighting, the decorations. It's so cool. All right, question from Dr. Michael here. He's gonna, well, we'll have seen him at this point now, to Disneyland. Best post-race snack at Disneyland. So you run all the races. Disneyland's got the best snacks. You know what? Again, I don't know if I had it or not, because I'm back, but we're recording this one early. I am obsessed. Before I go, I got to get that Mickey waffle that's red, that's got the cinnamon cream in the middle over
Red
at
velvet waffle,
DCA, that red velvet waffle. That's for sweet, but then I always get that thing at Edelweiss Snacks. That's my savory thing, like the big thing. But that's probably the two things. But Michael says, the corn dog never tasted better after the half last year. You can't go wrong. Now, there's two places to get the corn dog. Get the little red wagon corn dog, which everybody does, but also sometimes I just get it over at not the Golden Corral. It's not the Golden Corral. That's a place on the corner that Pam won't let me go. I've never been to a Golden Corral because Pam will not step foot in one.
I don't think it's as good there. No, well, definitely not the Golden Corral.
But she won't let me go there. I'm like, Pam, I see the commercials all the time. They look, but she's like, we will never go there. I'm like, what? I want to go. She won't let me go.
Maybe it's a hot take. Maybe it's controversial. I don't think the red corn dog truck thing is not the same. It's not good.
Easy. Okay, go ahead.
You got to go to the corn dog plaza or whatever, the corn dog, whatever.
Palace.
Thank you. Yes, in DCA. Or in Frontierland, whatever
it's called. It's the Golden Horseshoe.
Yeah, it's like right next door to it.
It's by the petrified tree.
Yeah. I can't think of the name of it. Man, I need to just book a Disneyland trip, because it's been a couple of years. I'm losing the names of these places.
I'm jealous because you'll be there in like 3 weeks.
I will be. I know, like, you're tagging me in, Mike. You were just there. Now I'm going.
I'm out. You're in.
It's my turn. But yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of playing around. I don't, the red card is fine, but I like the other two places better personally. But
there's so many good snacks just wherever you go.
So many good snacks. I mean, I'm gonna be that guy that just like picks the popular one here, but I just love being in the French market and just getting like a beignet. I love the beignet and the mint julep. That is just something classic about that for me in Disneyland.
That is so good, dude. I get one of those every time too. I just sit there.
Especially if there's like a live performer, like we're talking about live music in a previous episode, like, so good, so perfect.
Because I just remember last time I did exactly that. I was there by myself, right? And I just called Pam. I actually had to FaceTime her because I had to show off the beignet, the mint julep, and I'm just sitting there on a bench. I think the train was going by behind me in New Orleans Square, getting that powdered sugar all over my shirt. I'm just like, I'm living the life, man. I think, like a trombone player or somebody came by, and I'm like, you hear that? Like, that's jazz. I'm in New Orleans Square at Disneyland eating a beignet. I'm like, this is so good. And then for dinner that night, before that, a couple hours earlier, I had eaten right there too at that Tiana's restaurant there. That's a little table service or counter service place. Got a little like a circus tent above it, and I'm sitting there eating. There's like a little mini stage there, and like a little 3-piece band came out and started playing while I was having like jambalaya or something. I was like, this is great. It was so good.
And Dr. L's talking about the corn dogs, but like this, Mike, I love the corn, just the straight up corn at Disneyland. It's so good.
I know. Where can you go around just eating corn?
Dude, I just love walking around Disneyland, just holding some corn and just walking around, just biting into some corn. Like, there's nothing more Disneyland than that.
Yeah, so we always say you got to have one of three things in your hand. You got to have corn, a churro, or a Mickey bar. One of the three things you walk around Disneyland. Yeah. All right, our good friend Ian, speaking of Pennsylvania, out in PA, what are your favorite things to get at the Apollo dinner, from drinks all the way to dessert? Nice. Let me give a couple, because I'm very predictable. I always get the steak at Apollo dinner. In my dessert, this is why we go to Apollo dessert. I mean, I almost didn't go to Apollo this last cruise, but then Scott's like, but you're not going to be able to get the souffle. And then I immediately booked Apollo dinner. I'm like, you're right. I got to get the souffle because that's what Pam loves. I love. So I always get those two things. We usually don't get drinks, but so that's those two things. I always get the steak and the souffle. But what, Scott, what do you do different things?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to do the fillet there, but I switched it up on the fantasy, which I think Ian did too, maybe on her last cruise, and I got the soul, which was fantastic because they yeah, they did it right. They served it right there. Like I'm forgetting the term. Oh my god, I had a long day at work today, but they
Same.
like not carved. That's not the word I want to use, but
Fillet? Is it fillet?
yes, like
Look at
right
that!
there.
Look at that! Woo!
But which was awesome. So the sole was really good because I love getting the sole at Topolino's at the Riviera, and I was like, you know what, I'm switching it up tonight. So I got the sole, which was really great. I learned a little tip from our friend Jared. He's been doing this at Palo because the gnocchi is really good there. We love the gnocchi, but he's been getting like the gnocchi sauce on the fillet. My gosh, that is so good. Love the souffle as well. But one of my drinks that I really love because the bar is the drink menu is basically the Meridian like bar right that's right there, and I really love the sidecar. I think that is a terrific drink. That's one of my go-tos when I go to Meridian, and basically when I usually go to Meridian first before I go to Apollo dinner. So I walk in with a sidecar, which is I love that. Like if you order like a drink, you're at Meridian, Mike, and then they call your table, and then like the host will like take your drink. They have like this little tray that they'll walk
Fillet.
over like with your drink.
I want to get a sidecar. That just sounds like a cool drink.
Dude, you would love a sidecar. I think you would enjoy it.
I like.
And then they have like the white glove service. They carry your drinks
I
over,
need
like
That's so cool.
it's so cool. And then I usually order like another one. Or sometimes I'll like ask for like a nice wine pairing to go with like the fish or the fillet or whatever I do. But yeah, I love getting the sidecar. And then you nailed it with the dessert, no doubt. Oh, so
Yeah,
good.
it's souffle, man. Because it's the whole thing, right? They bring that up like, don't touch it. It's 1,000 degrees. It's like a space shuttle heat tower or something. Then like, would you like me to poke the thing and put? Heck yeah, that's why I'm here. Yeah,
I know, right?
do people say no? Are you kidding me? Yeah,
I can't wait to share our video of our last Apollo dinner because our server was like really into it. I was like, "Are you cool if I like?" Because I like to ask, like I'm filming and stuff, but like, are you cool if you're on camera, like talking? And she's like, "Oh yeah, I love this. Like, I want to talk to the camera." So she got really into it. Like, she's like talking to the camera a bunch. Like, I can't wait to share that one because
Cool.
she was awesome.
All right, here we get another question about speaking of cruise from at J Miller Time over on YouTube.
Oh, he's going to Alani this week, or he's just coming back when this posted.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who knows? We're doing a time warp here with these shows. What's the first thing you do when you get on a Disney Cruise Line ship? So I do go to the buffet. Yeah, eat. I go to Cabanas. Sometimes you sit down, but I go to Cabanas. And just first thing I do though, seriously, is I start doing this actually in the terminal as I start hearting things because you connect to the Wi-Fi, the cruise line Wi-Fi, then you can start to see what's happening day by day and kind of the micro things. And I start hearting the trivias, the events happening throughout the ship. So I get the alerts. Then I go to the buffet. I also take care of any like minor things like dining situations I have. I do those first thing. If I want to get a Palo reservation or change a Palo time or day, I do all that stuff. Just get that out of the way. Then after that, like you have that time between like your stateroom being ready and the muster drill. That's when I kind of just run around the ship and grab an ice cream. I love that time. It's just like a free for all. Like I'm on a ship. I'm just like, like I grab ice cream cones. I'll grab like a couple chicken tenders later. I don't know. I used to swim or like do the aqueduct. I'm kind of don't do that anymore. But
I never do that. I've never actually once have done that. Which is interesting, right? Because you could just have like a day bag, right, with like your swimsuit and everything. You see a lot of people doing it. It's probably a really great idea, but I just don't. But you nailed it with like the looking at the navigator on the app. Like by the time like we finish lunch, Emily has like already like figured out our plan for the whole cruise. Like I love that. I love her for that.
And also, I mean, if somebody does that, it's such peace of mind with being able to heart that because then you won't miss anything because the alert will give you the alert like 15 minutes before the event. What that does, it just kind of nudges you saying, hey, this is happening. And then you get to make the call because if you're doing something else or if you're just chilling on a lounge chair and it's a beautiful day, you don't have to do it. You could just say, I'm having a better time doing this, but you won't miss it. Because with the paper navigators and the highlighters and all that stuff, it would have been easy to miss things. You know, back in the day we did, but I do love that about the Navigator app. That's one of the best features ever. But you do have to, somebody has to invest the, 20, 30 minutes, but you could easily do that while you're scarfing down some shrimp,
For
initially.
sure. And I also like to it's just there's something about that first day, first couple hours of cruise feeling, you just feel so good, So I do like to go up to Currents or something, and just get like the drink of the day or something. And it just like not necessary. I mean, it's not necessary, but like it's just something about like I'm on vacation. I'm gonna get some tropical fruity drink. It just feels like so good, right? So I do like to go up to like because not all the lounges or bars are open, which I always find kind of interesting. But they're just like prepping for the day, getting all that stuff. So, but there are like a couple of the pool bars are open, so I'll kind of go up there and talk to some of the wait staff, get a drink and yeah, just wait for the room to get ready. And that is like a weird time because you got to wait for muster, then you got the sail away. So you are kind of like in this weird limbo. It's like a lot of times we find ourselves just like hanging out in the room for a little bit too, like just catching some AC while we're waiting for the muster. But I wish I was on a ship right now, Mike.
No, it's about, but it is like you're like on this, you're seriously on like a high though, because because you've been looking forward, because like cruises you look forward to, I think, more than even like land vacations. Like you look for land vacations forever, but like a cruise, I don't know. For me, it's like just a notch more special. And just like being in your stateroom, like, this is my stateroom, and you're kind of like, you get excited even when your luggage arrives, because like that's something you don't get at Walt Disney World or Disneyland. Like, oh, we got our, here's my suitcases here. Is your suitcase? I mean, it's always like your suitcase might not show up. The suitcases always show up, like, and then you get to meet your stateroom host. Like you're excited about that. You talk to them. I don't know. You're right, but it is kind of that first couple hours is just it's kind of it.
You know what a fun thing to do is for a veteran cruiser or anyone. So something I recommend if anyone's looking for something to do is after you've done all this, especially if you boarded early, go back to like deck 4 or something and just kind of hang out like in the atrium and just watch a new guest like board the ship.
Yes.
And hear their name get called and just see their reaction to like, I mean, and like some of them might just like breeze by because then like, oh, they've been on the ship a bunch, but like it's just kind of cool to see like a kid like looking up and like pointing at like a character that's just hanging out. Like it's just kind of cool to see like another family like board the ship for like the first time for that sailing. I just think that's kind of fun to watch.
The worst was one time we were doing a training with the agency, and so we were touring. We had a bunch of agents who had not been on a Disney cruise, right? But we were touring a ship for like a couple hours while it was in port. We drove over from World to Port Canaveral, and so they're showing us like the concierge rooms, all that stuff. But we didn't, obviously we weren't cruising. But some of our agents had not been on a cruise, so we just I remember I took a couple of them and like we just did the same thing. We stood on the atrium and saw folks boarding the ship, and I was like, "Watch this is cool. This is how people board the ship." And I'm like, "God, I just want to go on this cruise so bad."
Well, in that case, that's wrong. That's bad.
Dude, it was worst. I'm like, they're gonna kick us off in an hour. It's terrible. Let's see here. We got TCS Food Blog. Do you have to get a beard trim or a haircut at Hook's Barbery to get an old fashioned on the Wish, or can you just get an old fashioned? Side note, can't wait to get the cabanas on Castaway. I think you can just get a drink there,
yeah,
right?
You can just go up there.
Yeah.
Or buy one of their specialty
you got a coin. Yeah,
some of those specialty ones you can get a coin.
Yeah, I didn't understand that whole. I just kind of stood in the background there, but the Hook's Barbery is a whole experience, man. That's like a notch up of going to kind of explain the Hook's Barbery real quick. Like, don't spend a ton of time on it, but like for folks that don't understand, it's like a bar inside of a barber shop on the Wish class ships, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a hidden bar.
It's like a speakeasy kind of in a way, So it's like its main purpose is like a barber shop, right? But then there's a little cabinet tucked away in the corner with some bourbons and some other liquors. So the barbers are also bartenders, so you can kind of go in there and, you don't have to have a reservation or anything. You can just kind of look around in the corner and be like, hey, mind fixing me a little old fashioned?
So wild.
And then there would be like in the middle of a hair. It was kind of funny. When we did it on the podcast cruise, one of our friends, I think Matt, was getting his hair cut while we're all in there like getting old fashions. He's like, "Come on, guys, I'm trying to get a beard trim or whatever," and you're all in there having fun. But yeah, it's kind of cool. One tricky thing is though, they do a lot of like tastings in there now, so it's kind of closed a lot. I've noticed. Like the last time I sailed the ship on the Wish, like I noticed it was hard to get in there. So just like so the hours can be kind of rough, I would say, for hooks. So just try to like open the navigator and just kind of see when they're open and stuff. But like just know that it might be a challenge to get in there sometimes.
It's a good point. It is because it's up. So if you've never been like and you walk past, you'll see it. It's kind of in the very front of and off to the side there of the barbershop. But it is it's a unique like idea. I just
It's
wonder
cool.
like where Disney came up with that because it is a cool concept. I mean, barbershop in a
Yeah.
little.
So I have a wish coin. I'm hoping this summer to get a treasure coin. I'm gonna be on there for 7 nights, so I like my chances.
I say I like your chances. All right, Dave, my good friend, ran with he and his daughter down at Marathon Weekend. Hey,
It was so cool. I can't wait to do that with Emily. For a full marathon.
And his daughter Abigail just ran a gajillion miles on the treadmill the other day, so she's winning. The treadmill is becoming a habit. See, it spreads. I heard Mike talk about watching the Starlight Parade on Marathon Sunday. We watched it too, and our takeaway was that Walt Disney World did a good job making the characters and floats easier to see for people that are further away from the curb. We were way in the back and found it super easy to see the parade and all the characters. That's a great point. It is. I mean, the floats are bigger and kind of the characters are super high up. That's a good point. I mean,
so have you watched it? Did you watch it then?
Yes, but I was right on the curb too.
You probably shared your thoughts on another episode that I probably haven't heard yet.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Or you weren't on that show. Yes, I
wasn't on that episode.
I liked it, but it was not Spectro Magic or Main Street Electrical Parade. It was kind of like Spectro or Main Street Electrical Parade light to me.
I'm gonna listen to the episode when I shovel snow after today. I have it downloaded.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really liked it, and I'm so glad there's a nighttime parade, and it brought like energy to it was great. I mean, I'm not down on it at all, but it just was like maybe 85% of like Spectro and Main Street Electrical Parade to me. What do you think? Same?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't care for the music that much. I mean, I've only seen it once, and you know my thoughts on that. Like, I got to see it again to have like a really stronger opinion on it, but it kind of missed for me a little bit. But got to see it again. And I saw it in Frontierland, so which I like. I like seeing parades in Frontierland, so I want to watch it again, like on Main Street, maybe just to get another perspective on it. But it was good. It was really good. But you're right. It definitely wasn't a Main Street Electrical Parade by any means.
But yeah, things grow on you over time. But I probably didn't rave about Happily Ever After the first viewing. But man, I'm a fan.
Here's what you'll think of Paint the Night on your first time, though.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait.
God, so good.
I only get to see it once because it's like on Sunday nights, the only showing that I get to.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, dude, I'm staking it out like I'm from Anaheim that night. I promise. It's a night
You
of
will be.
because I mean I've already run, so whatever. Let's see here. Have any of Amy over on Facebook? Thanks for tuning in. Have any of you done the Disney virtual runs? Thoughts on whether they're worth it? Scott, I have not because I'm cheap. I'm tight, dude. I have.
Actually, I have some cool medals. I think I have one right here. Look at this. Look at this one right here.
Holy. Now see, those things are they need to do like that kind of medal for a real race. I want Space Mountain. Come on now.
I know that's so. To me, the virtual ones are kind of why I did it.
People, Scotty G's holding up this awesome Space Mountain 5K medal. It's sweet.
This is why I did the 2021 because they were all theme park ones. I think I have a haunted. Yeah, I have a haunted mansion one too. I know this is a podcast, an audio podcast, but
he's flashing like some of the best medals that Run Disney's ever created, right?
And they were for a virtual, yeah. So that's why. I've done some of the virtual ones because the medals are so cool. But I mean, it's an interesting concept. It gets you out there being active, right? So you go out there and it's kind of neat. Like they give you like a virtual bib too. So like, I know, my friend David out in like, the Detroit area, like he's printed like a bib, and he's actually ran, his virtuals and like tried to take it serious, like by having the bib on and stuff like that. And which I think is kind of neat. So, and there's no like requirement that you have to submit that you did this with Disney, basically. So you do the races, they'll ship the medals to you, and then you're done, basically. So you're just paying for the registration, they ship the medals to you. But it's cool. It's something that I don't do as much anymore. I kind of did it more so when they're like on the hiatus during the pandemic, just because I wanted to kind of stay active with Run Disney, things like that. But
No,
they're cool.
I think it's a great, what it does is it extends the accessibility of a Run Disney experience beyond just the folks who can, be able to get the time. Let's face it. I mean, getting time off to get to the race weekends is a challenge, and
Yep.
the logistics of all that. And plus, it could be an introduction into the Run Disney, whole experience for folks. And the medals are enticing. Do you remember, like, I mean, how expensive was like a virtual compared to like in person? Cause I've never looked at the pricing.
It surprised me that it was more expensive than you might think, Mike.
I figured.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
figured.
But definitely not what it would be like for like a springtime surprise or any of the other race weekends. But
Like, do
still
you get a
little.
shirt?
If I recall, like there was like I don't remember. Like this one was like 6 years ago, so I can't remember exactly. There might be like one overall shirt, maybe not like for all the races, because usually there's like 3 of them, and then there's like a challenge if you do like all 3 of them, kind of a deal. But yeah,
Well, I
so
know
there might
just
be like one
recently,
shirt.
weren't they doing like I think over the holiday, wasn't it like a
They
12
did a Muppets one.
holidays of the Muppets or something? Yeah, that now
Mhm.
see again,
They
that
do cool themes for these.
that's what I was gonna say, dude. They're right. Whoever's doing those is super smooth though, because the medals are cool and the themes are outstanding. Like, I mean, the Muppets. Just think if like they did, marathon weekend Muppets theme or something, or just wine and dine all Muppets, or something like that.
But get this though, they still sell out. The virtual
They
ones
do.
still sell out. So that's another tip for you. Just because it's virtual, don't think like, oh well, I'll log in a few days after and sign up. Like it's still one of those where like, oh, let's make sure I'm there at 10 a.m. to sign up because those still sell out right away.
Okay, we've talked about that because I've seen people signing up for those. I remember talking actually online with Jason about that on one of the registrations for a virtual. What is it? Because I'm like, I'm curious, like what Run Disney's thinking on that, right? Because one, does it obviously it creates a kind of a fake supply and demand, because obviously I could just print as many medals as they want for a virtual. There's no reason why you couldn't, because you're just basically printing money at that point. I don't understand like why they cap a virtual, because they're just churning away money. There's no reason not to, but I guess it does. I guess they're looking like they're playing the long game, right? Because if you make it like, a constrained product, the next time you do it, people are going to jump on it faster, possibly. Right.
Yeah. I think you nailed it. I think that's what it is. I honestly don't know, but it could be like a shipping problems, like I don't know, like who knows? I really can't explain it.
Amy
But
says, Amy followed up, my son wants race medals to add to his bull riding buckles. So this will be perfect for him. The flashier, the better. I like that. Well, bull riding buckles and Run Disney race medals, but that's a good combination.
yeah, so it sounds like it's not always a shirt either. So it's kind of like a mix of some swag, right? So like the Christmas one had 4 ornaments, a hat, and a corsicle. So that's kind of cool. Summer one had a snack bowl and some really fun snack shaped medals. Okay. So maybe it's not always like a shirt that you always get. So
I like that, especially for a virtual, mix it up. It sounds like too, like working with sponsors like Corksicle, I guess that's one of those like mugs or the,
yeah, I even have a virtual dopey, Mike. The one year that like in 2021, that was one that I did because remember I did the marathon in a day, so I called that my marathon for that year.
As you did that, I was like, dude, you're nuts. I was like, nope. I do crazy stuff, not that crazy. And our friend Mel down in Australia, she's tuned in over on Instagram. Hey Mel. She says, sadly, they do not ship to Australia.
I know.
That's a shame. If our
It is a shame.
friends can't do the virtual stuff. You think that'd be the folks it's hardest for them to get to the races? Make it
that
happen.
would make the most sense to do the virtual for.
I mean, Mel, she's kind enough to international ship like Tim Tams to the States for my consumption. We should be able to Send her medals. Come on, Run Disney, make it happen. It's not right. Tim Tams. Those things lasted all of like 2 days around this place once Mallory found them. So sad. All right, we got to close this out. We're going to come back on Friday and have some more fun. So hang out with us if you're tuned in live. Don't go anywhere. Don't forget today's podcast brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We love to help you plan your next Disney vacation for no additional cost to you. This is the great time to get that 2026 trip on the books. Just swing by themagicforless.com. Please also use that Amazon affiliate link when you do that online shopping. That supports our show throughout the year. It really does help us out. Just click through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys keep this whole operation going. So a huge thank you to each and every one of you. When you support us over there for just $5 a month, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. You can follow me on the social media at Be Our Guest Mike. That's on Instagram, X.com, and Threads. You can follow Scott in the same places at Epscott. That's EPSCOT. But where you need to follow him, because when it's cold outside, the hot channel is Must See Adventures. So, Scott, I know this is a little bit in the future, but what do you think? Use that crystal ball. Put on the, the thinking cap here. What's happening on the channel? Karnak. I don't remember what his name was. Got to be careful with that one. What's happening on the channel here in early February?
I think it's definitely going to be last summer's summer trip, Be Our Guest podcast cruise. I think we're going to be like having our Splitsville meets, around there, or boarding the Magic. So you will definitely have made your debut by now, Mike, which is awesome. We're going to get all the subscribers now that you're going to be on the Must See Adventures. And I just remembered it's debone. I think that's the term I was looking for.
Okay, good. It works. Okay, debone.
It just hit me. But yeah, it's gonna be lots of fun. There's us hanging out at the boardwalk and like doing all this stuff at Walt Disney World. Go tune in, like and subscribe. It's a lot of fun if you're missing some summertime in Walt Disney World in these winter months.
All right. And let's see. I think we will have a live call-in show this Sunday night. They're going to be few and far between here for the next few weeks because of cheerleading and some other stuff. So give us a call this Sunday night. 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. We'll make those phones work one more time. So give us a call on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. And finally, the place to be, this is always going on, is the Clubhouse. It's our Discord server. It's the nicest Disney community on the internet. Coming over. It's free for everybody. We're waiting for you. If you haven't been there for a while, come on back. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right. We're going to be back on Friday. Having a good time. We know the Mike and Scott show. So hang out with us. We're so glad you're here. So for Scott, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All right, anybody in the chat, here's your chance. What topic do you want us to talk about for Friday's podcast?
We desperate.
Now, just know this is going to be for 2 weeks from Friday. It's like way in the future.
Side note, does your dad have to, how's he getting the equipment back? What's he doing?
I haven't talked to him yet.
Okay.
He probably is home because he flew home. But he has to go out. His stuff went to LA.
Okay.
So
he's going to ask you, can you bring it back?
He's going to drive to LA and pick it up. I don't know when he's going to go, though. But he could go out like this week while I'm out there.
Mm-hmm. That'd be kind of cool.
I would, because he could see me finish a race and I'd
have he could cheer. He could cheer you on.
I'd have a hotel room that he could hang out in a couple days if you want to. Mm-hmm. I'd buy him a ticket to Disneyland. Because he's never been.
Man, I'm trying to think, what could we do? What haven't we done in a while?
We could do we've done like tough Disney choices. We could do all things Disney.
The chat was lit up and now it's, what we got? All things Disneyland.
How to navigate a busy spring break trip. That's on Instagram.
You bring back an extinct restaurant, counter service, table service. Disneyland, things to do outside the parks.
I'm probably going to hold up on the Disneyland one, Dawning, because I'm going to do a full, because when this comes out, as soon as I get back, I'm going to be doing a whole Disneyland trip.
Yeah.
So right after this is going to be that Monday is probably going to be a Disneyland full
Then
show.
I'm probably going to have one too when I get back.
So we're going to be doing a lot of Disneyland, exactly what you're talking about. So you're going to get a lot of Disneyland here right around this time when these shows come out. Benefit of visiting parks in different seasons. Different seasons. We can do that. You know, let's just tackle kind of all these questions.
Yeah, there you go. That's
we'll call it potpourri. So anybody has comments, we'll just drop them in.
There we go.
Come on. Okay, here we go. This is the Disney potpourri because you guys have awesome topics. We're going to tackle them all. Oh, Wade's got one. Unique food items at resort hotels.
Wade, my boys had a draw today on Monday Night Football, which I'm sure he knows.
Football. We should be all in as Cornhuskers, dude. They're undefeated in basketball.
Yeah, I love following them, dude. I think they play Michigan this week, and the Spartans play. Michigan's got some tough games this week. They play Nebraska and Michigan State. I think Nebraska plays Michigan this week.
Like 20-0.
Yeah, they should be like.
Pace yourself. You can't pace yourself.
Tomorrow night, it's Nebraska, Michigan.
Nice. Ooh, if they beat Michigan, they'll be legit.
They already are legit in my book.
I'm saying, but dude, if they do, they'll be like, because isn't Michigan number 1?
They're like number 3 right now.
Number 3? I mean, I think
Nebraska, like that's a random line. Like Nebraska should be number 2 in the country. They're 20-0. Like, but I guess the voters think they haven't played enough good teams. Apparently. Anyway, we got to record it.
All right, here we go. Let's see, 28:42 because it won't be a live show.
Exactly, Wade. Exactly.
All right. Welcome to episode 2842 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're getting ready for an awesome weekend. We are here in the studio, Scott and I, getting ready to have some fun Disney talk to get you through the last work day and sliding right into an awesome weekend. We're recording this one a bit early, so we don't know what the weather is. Hopefully you're not sliding too bad on ice or snow, but it is 2026. We've already had it happen once, and it could be happening again. Who knows? But either way, podcasts are portable. You could take us and be hunkered down, or maybe you're on a beach at Alani. That's the place to be, or at a cruise ship. That'd be nice too. So either way, we're gonna have a good time talking Disney. This could be a Disney potpourri show because, again, doing a little time warp because of the Disneyland half marathon trip that I had didn't have to go on. I got to go on, have a good time on it. I love going to Disneyland, and Scott will be going to Disneyland and sailing the Disney Wonder here shortly. So you're going to get a lot of podcasts that are a little bit out of sequence, but we're never going to leave you without a show. And we're going to give you our best effort every single time. But today we asked the chat for some topics, and we're going to try to tackle all of them. A little Disney potpourri today. So Scotty G, must-see adventures in the house. I was going to ask you what you're doing this weekend, Scott, but who knows? It's too far in the future. What's up?
Well, I know what they say in the media this weekend, right? It's getting ready for, what is it? The big game? Is that what you're supposed to say?
Yeah. And you know what? I totally dropped the ball. I was telling people that Mallory had a cheer competition on Super Bowl Sunday. She has her cheer competitions the week after Super Bowl Sunday. I was missing the weeks. I miscount.
So maybe we're not going live. Who knows? Who knows what we're doing that week? But who knows? So if we're going live during the big game or not, who knows?
Dude, no, we're not. We're gonna have a show. We're not going up against. Yeah, we're not going against Super Bowl.
We're not going up against those ratings.
No, we're not doing that because no, we're not doing that. Am I crazy? Nobody's watching us over the Super Bowl. You get it?
You never know. Like that'd be kind of fun to see if we just went on for like a half hour
Okay.
just to see who joined.
Okay, well, Scott, I mean, if Scott's game, I'm game. I don't think anybody is, but we'll see. Just stay tuned. We'll see. Be in the clubhouse. We'll drop a.
That'd be funny just to see who joined.
If
But anyway, we're not here to talk about the big game. We're here to talk about several different Disney topics, right, Mike?
we are. Well, real quick, who do you got? Patriots or the Hawks?
I think I got to go with the Seahawks. I mean, I know there's a lot of Patriot fans that listen to this podcast. I learned that the other night. So congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations to fans of both teams. But I'm gonna go with that old school thing. Like I've always been a fan of those Seahawk uniforms. Like I just think those are so cool. Like I just love those colors. They're neat. So I'm going Seahawks. That's who I'm going with.
Yeah, I like that. I like the Seahawks uniforms better back in the 80s. Like those were. I'm not a big fan of the green. I like them.
I love the green. Oh, I love their like silver ones back in the 80s too. Those gray ones. Yeah. But Kenneth Walker also though the running back Spartan alum. Well, did he graduate or did he leave early? I don't know, but he left early. But got Michigan State going over there with Kenneth Walker, so another reason to root for the Seahawks.
He went to that little bar down on East Lansing that you frequent. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Rick's All American Cafe. Absolutely.
He spent some time there. It's all good. I'm probably Seahawks too, though, because Drew Lock's a third string quarterback there with Jalen Milroe.
Yes, we got some Mizzou and Michigan State going on.
There you go. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Now
we just cursed the Seahawks. Sorry, Seahawks.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Sorry, Seattle. But now the Patriots did have the all-time best unis though back in the day. Now when they got smoked by the Bears in '85, that the old like the football player that's the best. Is that one of the best helmets of all time?
Don't you think for the Super Bowl, if you have like a retro uniform though, like you should just automatically have to wear that?
Oh, dude, that's the best. That's the best take of 2026 on the podcast right there. Like if the Bucks ever make the Super Bowl, they got to wear the creamsicles.
Yeah, you have to. That should be a rule.
Oh, so good. Yes. So see, we're bringing the heat. I know it's football, but we're here. Okay. So one of the topics. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see. So Amy, I think, had a topic here.
Lots of topics in our chat today.
For one of them was about, the benefits of visiting the parks in different seasons. Okay, so going to Walt Disney World or even Disneyland in different seasons. Let's talk about that. It's kind of like a PTI show here for like a few minutes. We're not gonna put a clock on the screen, but what do you see as like a benefit to like visiting Walt Disney World summer? Obviously, weather is a huge concern because you're gonna get cold versus hot, temperate. But outside of weather, what do you think about for different seasons visiting the theme parks initially?
I think one of the biggest things is like just locking in on one specific park, and that's Epcot because of the festivals. Like just about each season has its own festival, right? So you got Festival of the Arts, like in the winter, and then kind of winter / spring. You got because like depending on how you look at the official calendar, like the Flower and Garden Festival kind of is like the tail end of winter, but then you got spring there, and then you got Flower and Garden, and then the Festival of Holiday. So I feel like that is really big on your season is the Epcot festivals.
That's a good point. And plus, like, alongside that, the hard ticket events. So if you've never been, like we were almost exclusively a summer traveling family forever because, Pam and I were teachers and we'd go every summer. That was our trip every year. But we never got to do things like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party in the fall or, the Christmas party because it always ended before our Christmas break started. And so we didn't get to do things like that. So that's a reason, the hard ticket events throughout the year to maybe, if you can, and I know a lot of people can't because of work schedules and so forth, but to travel outside of your typical season. But again, in the summer, you're going to have those super long park hours. So you can go at a more leisurely pace, take the midday breaks, just go back and swim, take a nap, so forth. It is more leisurely, but it is so hot, but you get more time. Where if you go, say, in like September, you might not have the same long park hours. You're going to have to stay in the park longer, but it's kind of a trade-off there as far as that seasonality.
And depending on when you go in the summer, you might get some 4th of July firework events, so like special event, like days like that, so it's tough. So if you had to pick a season, Mike, so money is out the window, personal time is out the window. You're just told like, all right, you get 1 week in one of these seasons. Which season are you picking?
God, that's a tough call. Like, put me on the spot there.
That's what we
So
do on the We Are Guys podcast.
I know we do this all the time, but man, I love Christmas. But I will say that, with going down at marathon weekend, obviously for the last 15 years, one of the things that's kind of crazy is that we go down for marathon weekend, right? We usually check in about January 7th or 8th, and we leave around, that Monday after. And the one thing is, I love Christmas music. I love Christmas music, but it's still playing in the theme parks, even when we leave on that Monday. And so one of the greatest things we totally 100% agree on this is the background music in the theme parks is one of the reasons we go. It's outstanding. And we love the Christmas background loops. But I think by like January 12th, we're kind of ready to hear the Adventureland background loop. We're ready to hear Tomorrowland background loop, the natural, the regular one. Just kind of some of that. And it's so if you go like the same, like if you do marathon weekend year after year after year, but that's your only time you're going down, and it's not been, but it's been my primary trip. I love the Christmas loops, but I miss the regular one. So if I had to pick the long story, I don't know if it'd be Christmas right now. Maybe it would be. I don't want to go in the like dead of. You know what though? I've discovered this. It's hot, but it's that time right after 4th of July. If you can go like the 4th of July and the week after, the crowds are low and parks are not busy. We've enjoyed that time. It is hot though. I don't know. What about for you?
Yeah, it's so hard. Like, I love this question because each season has its unique thing. Like, I love the Christmas time. I love the Festival of Holidays, the Very Merry Christmas Party, like Food and Wine Festival. I love all that stuff, but I absolutely love the Flower and Garden Festival.
That's a good
Like,
pick.
I love getting that escape from Michigan and just seeing some green grass, some blue sky. Liz and I always joke, like, we think the sky is bluer in Florida. I don't know what it is.
Oh my God. No, it is, man. It's like painted down there when you come from the Midwest or the
Great that way. When we watch our vlogs, we're like, oh my God, why does that sky look bluer than it is here in Michigan? But I want to just pick a week like in early to mid-March Flower and Garden, or like the second week of Flower and Garden Festival, wherever that lands on the calendar, when Epcot is just looking at its finest. That's the week I would pick.
We're getting feedback here in the chat and Robin's over on YouTube. Fall, early winter decorations and parties. That's why I did my college program in the fall. That's a good reason. That's a great
time.
And also do the last week of October, first week of November, maybe catch both parties, end of Halloween party.
That's good. Oh, I like that too. Yeah.
And wine and dine if it happens to overlap there.
See, they started having wine and dine before that now. They changed the date on that recently. So
it is true.
I wonder if that's why.
And then let's see, BP Gentry over on YouTube. November was awesome in Walt Disney World the week before Thanksgiving. It also says loved June out at Disneyland. Yeah.
Man, great question. I love this topic on the season. That was a great question.
It is a great question. Let's see here. If you could bring back an extinct restaurant, counter service, table service to Walt Disney or Disneyland, what would it be? Get to bring back a restaurant.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think of restaurants that are extinct.
I'm trying to think of an extinct restaurant. Oh, trying to think here for a second. I wish I had like a multiple choice or some options.
No, me too. I can't think. I'm trying to think of
I love that you picked this topic.
Give us some choices, because extinct attractions are easier, but extinct restaurants.
Trying to think. I'm thinking about some theme parks. Like, what have we lost? Like, we've lost so many things. Like now that we're on this,
we've lost Dino Land. We've lost that whole land. But there's nothing
stores. Which I wouldn't bring that back.
I would write home about. I wouldn't. There's nothing I'm missing there. You know what? Here's one that I don't know why I like this place, but I kind of did. I kind of did like Electric Umbrella. I don't know, because.
But what we have in replacement is so good, though.
It is so good. So I don't know, like Connections is. I think the tide's turning on Connections though online. I don't know why. Like, I've been seeing people dogging on Connections. I disagree. I think Connections is amazing, but I've seen a couple people like maybe it's just the world today that everybody's got to be negative about every single thing. But like I've seen people like saying bad things about Connect. I'm like, you just need to back off of Connections. Connections has the General So's salad, which is awesome. It's got that chicken sandwich. It's just like the Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's got a good slab of pizza. It's got the bomb kuchkin. What do you want, people? And the prices are pretty good, and you can refill your own sodas. I mean, come on. And it's got a lot of seating.
All right, I'm gonna take one from the chat because I got some help. I'm taking a lifeline from my buddy Wade, because I do love Mama Melrose,
Yeah, you're the best one.
and well, I think you like the answer above that one in the chat.
Yeah.
I say that one for you, but yeah, I love Mama Melrose, and I know we're gonna get something new to replace that when the Monsters Inc. coaster opens. I think it's gonna be like maybe like a sushi restaurant, if I remember from like the
It should from the movie because it was in the movie,
yeah
right?
yeah. But there was just something about Mama Melrose, and I think Wade and I have been there before. I know you and me, Mike, have been there before for like race weekends. You know, that was one of our go-tos before like a big half marathon or even like before the big full marathon. But just something about that. It was solid. There was I said this many times. There's a Michigan State versus USC Rose Bowl pennant in there, which Michigan State won that game, by the way. I just love like the old, like the actor, like headshots in there and stuff. It was just classic Hollywood in there. And it was just just a solid restaurant. I would love to see that come back in some way because I thought it was great.
Yeah, and Robbins has the best one though. ESPN Club at the Boardwalk. Oh, that was so good. I'd give anything to bring that thing back. I know people love the cake bake shop. Steamroll it, bring back ESPN.
Boardwalk in general has so many extinct ones because there was like the Big River Grill.
That place
I wasn't the biggest fan of.
I went there a couple times and it was so they just didn't do anything with it. Like it was so average. Is
there anything in that space now? I'm trying to think what is.
I don't think there is. Nothing. Yeah. Yeah. The Boardwalk is, I mean, I just don't understand the whole boardwalk. We could do a whole show on that. We should have, but it's like the Boardwalk is just a place that is 100,000% prime real estate that is underdeveloped. Oh my gosh. How can there not be a killer? Like we've said it a million times, it doesn't even have to be 24 hours, but it should be a diner there, just a diner concept in that slot. I mean, something should be in that slot, like
I know
it's bad show for that to sit empty. It's bad show. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a shame. I have another one. Did you know there was a Cheesecake Factory
at Walt Disney World?
Yep.
No, I didn't. But you would want to bring it back?
Maybe it was at the top of Disney Quest.
Interesting. Okay.
I do remember that we went to it. It was like a light. It was kind of like a express Cheesecake Factory, but we got a big old piece of cheesecake there while we were playing Galaga.
This might not be a popular opinion, but I actually would bring the Wave back over Steakhouse 71.
Really? Ooh,
yeah.
Why? I like. They're both good.
The Wave kind of had this like cool little like breakfast buffet section that I really liked. And I liked the dinner option better at the Wave. There was something about the Wave that I liked, and it was a little. This is kind of selfish, but it was a little more under the radar. I think when it changed to Steakhouse 71, it became more popular. Like I think the Disney like Parks blog like really like sold it up, as part of the 50th anniversary, like with this big renovation and all that. And I just thought like the Wave was like you could book that anytime, and it was just really solid, I thought. And don't get me wrong, like I think Steakhouse 71 is nice, like I like what they did with the renovation in there, but the Wave, like I could always book a reservation in there easily, and it was always just a really great meal. So it was just kind of like an under the radar one, like another one I wanted to just throw out there, but I really did enjoy the Wave.
Shout out to Just Runs Disney 87 over on Instagram. Says, so glad I opened Instagram. I was just listening to the latest podcast episode about Marathon Weekend, and boom, there you are. So hey Jess.
I wish Steakhouse 55 would come back to Disneyland. Oh, I love that place.
I've never been there. Napa Rose just came back too from a long refurb. I've never been there. Is that good? You've been to Napa Rose?
I've never been to Napa Rose actually.
It's super fancy, isn't it? Like it's
a signature. But Steakhouse 55 was a great signature. I mean, Walt dined there. Like, how could you not have Steakhouse 55?
Like, cool. Oh, dang. Oh, I got another one. Let me ask you about this. Did you love uh Artist Point? Because now it's the
Oh,
character meal, but was
yeah,
that high on your list before the
yeah.
transfer?
That was bad. That was I enjoyed that more before the Snow White or yeah the new character meal. Yeah,
Yeah, because that was kind of just like that was a signature too,
it
wasn't
was
it?
a
It was
signature too. Yeah.
a signature kind of experience.
Hmm. Yeah, I do. I actually am not a fan of what the. That was kind of like I'm rarely like a one and done. Like I give something a second shot, but that I've only done that one once, and it's never on my radar anymore.
All right. Well, Wade, our good friend in Nebraska, says unique food items at the resort hotels. So, what unique items are the different hotels? I mean, like, I guess I would go like Pop Century tie dye cheesecake. Like, that's their
That's what I
famous.
was gonna
Yeah.
say.
So, what do we think of when we go to the other hotels?
I mean, zebra domes
Kingdom Lodge.
at Animal Kingdom Lodge for sure. I know I know what Wade's favorite one is. It's at Wilderness Lodge. What does he call it? It's like this candy bar thing or something. Oh my god, I
Oh,
can't think what it
it's
is.
Ricky talks about it all the time. That cookie.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
oh my god, what's it called? Ricky was on a heater for that thing for like a year. She
I know
talked
the
about,
Anderson family like loves it.
oh my god, where's Ricky? Her electric was out. We were recording this because of the ice or something. Yeah, it's the something something
The
cookie.
magic bar.
It's the magic cookie bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, magic, yeah.
I think you can only get that at Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, Ricky was on a heater for this thing. It was like 5 years ago. She would not stop talking about that thing. I was like, it must have drugs in it or something.
From like a specialty drink. Like I love the Cafe Bonbon at the Barcelona Lounge, that little like coffee drink that they serve. Like, oh my god, that thing is unbelievably great. Like a great start to your day if you just need a little like coffee pick me up. So good.
Of course, Primo Piatto, two things. You got that Madame Croque, that sandwich.
That's
Oh my
so
god,
good. Yeah.
so good. You got to go there to get that at I think it's for breakfast.
It's for
But
breakfast, yeah.
also those fries, those fancy fries that have like the Parmesan
Oh, the
cheese.
Parmesan, like the truffle fry things? Yeah.
Truffle fries. Yeah, I'm telling you, I I'm, I had truffle fries so many times for marathon weekend because the thing is, I think they figured it out at Walt Disney World that now what they do when you go to check out anywhere where they have like skinny fries. Now this doesn't apply like at ABC Commissary where you get steak fries. It doesn't apply there, but anywhere like at French Quarter, wherever they had skinny fries, they'd be like, "Sir, would you like to make your fries truffly for $2 extra?" I'm like, "Dude, $2, let's roll. Let's boom." Every time I
Yeah.
hit that money, they got me for $2 extra, and I did not regret it.
That's so good.
That's so good. But yeah,
Um, I love the almond crusted cheesecake at Narcoossee's is just the one of the greatest desserts. That thing is, and it's changed. Like it used to be different than it is today, but it's still unique flavor. It's just a Narcoossee's staple. Just absolutely love that.
and of course the kitchen sink at Beaches and
Mm.
Cream.
Or
But
the No Way Jose.
I was gonna say, I think the No Way Jose is the more reasonable choice unless you have a group. But
Mhm.
now I've done
Tonga
three.
toast is
Yeah, I've
another
done.
one.
Yes, Tonga toasted cone. I've done 3 kitchen sinks though over at Beaches and Cream at various points in my life. Biggest tip for that is you got to go at it immediately because after about 10 minutes, it's just a soupy mess and it's gross. Like I know you want to take pictures and mess, you got to get after it. Like you do want to take a picture, but man, get after it because because you got like multiple people eating at it.
Mm.
It's more fun than it actually really
I've
impressed.
never done it. I think I need to do it.
Like
As a
the
big
people who do
Disney
it.
guy, I feel like I have to mark that one off
Should
my
do
list.
it. Yeah, we should do it, but you got to get after it, man. You got to dive in and eat fast. But the No Way Jose is reasonable because everybody's got their own bowl and it stays frozen longer. It's better.
Remember when I got that one to go that one time? Like
Oh
on
my
like
God,
a
I'll
10
never
degree
forget
day.
that. We were right at the Coronado with this. We're no, the yacht club. We're
Yeah.
beach
I
club.
mean, how that thing didn't like instantly melt because like I was in the middle of summer.
Oh my
Because
God.
you wanted ample hills. Everyone wanted ample hills but me. I was like, so I had to take it to go at the window.
That's a good friend right there, people.
Add it to the spreadsheet. Exactly. Yeah. I gotta add that to my
Exactly, yeah.
spreadsheet.
Okay, we got Geyser Points Buffalo Burger. I've never
Yeah.
had that because I'm not sure about how buffalo tastes. I got to
I mean,
get
wait, is I mean, I'm thinking about it. There are so like when you think about like the table service restaurants and all, there are so many great like unique like or like signature offerings at these resorts. You know, like you only get there.
I do love that, like these places though. You say like the thing, and like just in the Disney community, we know. Oh yeah, that's there because like again, and Robbins
Yeah.
pulled pork nachos, Captain Cook's. That's
Ohana
all.
noodles,
Yeah,
the noodles at Ohana, like
yeah, Ohana noodles. Trying to think what else. So I'm trying like I always get at Olivia's. I always get the buttermilk chicken.
oh yeah.
That's kind of my go-to there. But I don't know
I'm
if
trying to think more like a snacky thing, you know, because we're like going more like at the restaurants. I'm trying to think like, is there like because like we're talking about the tie-dye cheesecake and zebra domes and the Magic Bar early on. Is there like a
I'm trying to think. Well, I mean the Dole Whip at the Polynesian,
yeah. I'm trying to
Magic
think, does
Bar.
Coronado have like a not really like a
Yeah, Coronado. I
snack
always
thing?
kind of get an ice cream or a cookie or something. They kind of struggle with like a signature snack
They
there.
do.
Trying to think what the other the beignets at French Quarter.
Oh, yeah. How, how could we forget that one?
Does Riverside have a equivalent? They don't really have an equivalent for a snack. It's kind of a shame.
No, no.
Yeah, the Lapu Lapu at the Polynesian for a drink. That's a good question. This is fun. This is kind of like a word associated. Like, okay, trying to think. Do the All Stars have any kind of fun like signature thing? I don't think so. Is it just a pizza?
Back when they had like the viewfinder thing with secret menu, they did, but
I forgot. Do they not have that anymore? I haven't been to the All Stars in a while.
no, they don't.
Not there anymore. Interesting. All right. See if we had a question. So let's get this question here for our guest. I don't know if we have the answer. We'll read the question.
This is just a fun Friday episode. Just
So we're just hanging out with you guys on a Friday. We're getting you there mentally. Disney. Let's do this. Stacy over on Facebook says, besides the tuna nachos at Yak and Yeti, that sounds good. I've never had that. But that's tuna nachos. What are some other recommendations? Not a fish lover. We have been there once, but I'm thinking I might have ordered the wrong thing. It was pretty bland. I want to give it another try when we make it back. So what do you
so
get?
like the table service Yak and Yeti?
I'm guessing. Because I always just get the chicken fried rice and the walk up. That's like a bargain because it's a snack on the dining plan and it's cheap.
Yeah, I've only been there once. I can't even remember what I ordered.
I've been there once for the sit down. I will tell you to get those fried green beans though. Those things are rocking, and dip them like in ranch or something.
Well, it comes like with a nice dipping sauce.
Yeah, whatever the dipping
might be like a
sauce
spicy thing or something. Yeah.
Oh my god, they were so good. They're all green beans should be fried, but I can't remember what I got there. But that's my recommendations. Make sure you get those.
I do like the counter service for Yak and Yeti though. I think that's like a pretty underrated one. Animal Kingdom just has really solid like counter service altogether.
Yep, I agree. I'm trying to find another question that we have.
Another topic.
Well, let's jump into this. Okay, on a Friday. So you're getting close to your trip. You are how many days out at this point? You're less than a month, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what do you
About
do?
4 weeks, 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks out because you're doing both. You're doing a land and sea with some kind of local stuff out on the West Coast, but it's a Disneyland land and sea. Like, what are you doing at this point? Considering you have to go, you're not going to World this time, you're going to California. Like, you're not packing yet. I'm always curious, like, how people's mechanics of their trips unfold. So you can't pack yet, but what are you kind of taking care of at this point? Like 21, 25, 26 days out. Like, what are you
Still trying to figure out what hotel I'm going to book for San Diego. Yeah. So, I don't even know where I'm going to stay after the cruise. So that is an important thing I need to figure out. But yeah, just trying to figure out like the logistics of like what I'm going to do with like my rental car, because that's an interesting thing, because I'm going to rent a car when we get from the airport because I'm actually going to fly into San Diego. Just it's easier cost wise. I won't get into all that, but then just drive up to Anaheim, then drive back to San Diego. But I don't want to like rent a car and just leave it parked at the port for like 4 days while we're at the cruise. So I'm going to like return it and then at the airport and then just Uber back to the port, because the airport is really close to where the port is. But then it's like, well, what do I do when we get off the ship? Like, do we rent a car for 2 more days? Like San Diego is a pretty like kind of depending on where you stay, is pretty walkable. So we're just trying to like figure out what we want to do with that piece. But while we're in Anaheim, though, we're strictly going to just do like Disneyland stuff, right? Like if we had more days, we might like spread out and add like an in and out or something, like that. Cause I love to like have some like great local stuff, but we're just doing the 2 days, so I just want to maximize all our time at Disneyland. But I got a lot of people have been chatting with me, like, what are you guys going to do? Like, are you driving up the Pacific Coast Highway? Like, we got some great stops. Like, Run Mike like gave this great suggestion. So like I might do like a non Disney stop on our drive up or drive down on our like cruise day. But yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of just hanging out in Disneyland Park and just maximizing our time because it's just 2 days.
So let me ask you this too, because again, I think it's cool because your trips have kind of changed over the years. This is the first time, or one of the first times, you're going with M, where she's gonna be on spring break, but you guys have been planning this while she's out in at Michigan and Ann Arbor. So how has that been, and how are you working this with, like, is she gonna be back home? Or are you picking her up on the way? Like, what are the logistics like now? How's that changed over the past like 6 months with her not being based at your house and you're still traveling together? What's that like? Because a lot of us are moving into that phase.
That's a great question. So I love the technology we have today. So it's a lot of FaceTiming and being in her room and finding out what clothes does she want to pack. Because right now in Michigan, it's like her winter wardrobe, right? That she has in her. Now we'll look at the weather, right? Like it still might be kind of cool in Anaheim and San Diego. So she might want some of the sweaters that she has in Michigan right now, but she might want some shorts and some other like short sleeve stuff. So, and it depends on if she's going to come home or not. Chances are she might not. So yeah, Liz and I will FaceTime her and like show her some of her clothes and all that. And be like, okay, do you want to pack this? Do you want to pack that? It's going to be like really interesting, just kind of showing and going through her clothes and making sure that we had the right stuff and remind her like, all right, we're going to be here 8 nights. Like what other things, remind her, like it's going to be cold on the ship. So like reminder, you got a couple Michigan sweatshirts in the dorm you might want to grab and all that. So like we'll be packing her suitcase here, but then we'll want to make sure like she's packing like a little day bag of a couple things that she has at the dorm that she might want to bring. And then we're just going to pick her up on the way to the airport. So we're going to fly.
That's stressful though, because I mean, you got to make.
Is.
Because I mean, I just know how Mallory is, man.
I know
I forget something.
And Mallory's responsible. Mallory's responsible.
And if you forget something for her, she is crabby. And like like we would get it for like San Diego isn't the moon. Like there's Targets there, and there's Amazon. There's you can buy whatever you need when you get there still. But yeah,
well, this happened on our last trip. If Beth is listening, she'll know. She came through for us. Emily forgot a girl product on our on our last trip, and we recognized that early on before we boarded the Fantasy. So we messaged Beth like, "Hey, if we make a Target order, like, could you pick this up for us?" So, so there's hope for that, right? That's where you're lucky, right? Like you can just like maybe like Amazon something and get it shipped to your hotel or something if you recognize it early on.
Because because I was always the opposite in my, 10 years ago. Like, I always had this idea that once we packed in St. Louis, that I swore like in my brain we were going to the moon. Like once we got to Walt Disney World, because it was the whole Magical Express, like we're in the bubble kind of thing, that there was no possible. I didn't even think like you could get Advil or something in the gift shop at Pop Century or something. I don't know why I was so like, you forget your toothbrush, man. You're not brushing your teeth for 12 days. I don't know. Like I was an idiot, but now it's so much easier. I mean, on a cruise is a little bit different, but I mean, if you go down to the cruise, they have a whole sundry section. I mean, you're going to get anything you need really, even in the gift shop on the cruise ships. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, I think we bring stress on ourselves we probably don't need now.
But it is kind of wild though, just like working a half day, driving to Ann Arbor, and just saying like, okay, hope you brought your shoes, because most of her shoes are with her in the dorm, and just trusting that she's got all she needs. And then boom, because the airport's like 15-20 minutes away from Ann Arbor, and then we just head to the airport and get on the jet and just hope that she's got all that she needs.
That is true.
But you make a good point though, Mike. Like it's different than it was like 20-25 years ago. Like when I would travel, like I didn't really travel with my parents. We drove to Cedar Point. Those were our trips,
Yeah, Six Flags, bro.
But like, it's just, I thought the same way though. Our first trip though is like, oh my God, like I had the checklist, making sure we had everything, because if you forgot something, there was no way you were going to get it. But you can get things shipped in like 4 hours now, it's crazy.
Especially in Orlando. Like it gets there because they don't have that here. Like where I live, like, I mean, the stuff gets there so fast. Like, I'll be like, do you need this delivered in 2 hours? Or I'm like, 2 hours? Like, you kidding me? Like, it could be here in 2 hours. Like, I mean, I know it sounds super old, but it's crazy. So, well, we're just about up against it. It's a shorter show, but it's a Friday. We're going to cut everybody loose. But I'm super excited because, again, you're going on a trip that I'm kind of curious about because the Wonder's an awesome ship. You're going to Disney. Well, let me ask, because you've asked me this, and I want to ask you this kind of 3 weeks out. What are you looking forward to the most at Disneyland? Like, is there an attraction you've been kind of hankering for? You've been missing a snack that you've because it's been a minute since you've been out at Walt's Park. Like, what are you like? Few weeks out, like what are you getting jazzed for Disneyland real quick as we close out?
I love Alice in Wonderland. Like that is like
your love of that ride is transferred over to me because I do love that ride too.
That is the best dark ride in my opinion. And I just love that fantasy land. And there's something about doing that first thing in the morning, right? Like you feel like a little kid again, early in the morning, doing like Walt's original Disneyland Fantasyland, but it just lights up at night, like I love doing Alice at night. And then like you can see like the oh my God, I'm drawing a blank, like the teacups,
teacups, they're undefeated at night, man. It's like,
aren't they so undefeated? Like I could just stand there and just watch them like for like 20 minutes, it's just so fun watching them. And then like you got the Matterhorn there. It's just taking in the ambiance. Honestly, it's just like the best part of Disneyland. But obviously DCA, I love DCA, like Radiator Springs, doing all that. I love like Luigi's Rock and Roll, that's so much fun. Putting your hands up in the air at the end is a blast, It's just it feels like vacation when you're out there. I just feel like a kid again. We just had the most fun when we're at Disney. I have so much fun when I'm at Walt Disney World too, but to your point, it's been a little while since we've been out there, so it's gonna feel kind of new, kind of fresh. I got the 70th anniversary going on. We're just gonna go out there with our multi-pass and just rip right through and just do as much as we can. It's good and wear ourselves out before the cruise.
We have lots of stories coming up, so be ready. All right, well, it's Friday, so I hope y'all have a great weekend. And we got a lot of Mike and Scott shows here over the past couple of weeks. Hope you enjoy those. Lady's going to be back. Pam is going to be recording live from down at Walt Disney World, so we're going to get some live on the ground footage as she decided to get out of Pittsburgh for February. She's going to be stationed down at Walt Disney World recording from down there, so that'll be fun for us. Ricky's going to be back as well. Scott will be traveling, but he'll be with us too, because we still got a few weeks before he heads out west, so the crew's going to be here, but we always appreciate you being here as well. So don't forget, today's podcast brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan an amazing Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use that Amazon affiliate link anytime you can. That really does help support the show. We need it. We appreciate you. So please just click through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys truly keep us on the air. You guys are the best. If you haven't supported us, it's just $5 a month. And when you do that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can follow me on the social media at beourguestmike. That's on Twitter, x.com, and Threads. Scott's in those same places at Epscott, EPSCOT. Give him a follow. But the place you need to go, again, we talk about this all the time, but you got a back catalog that is awesome, and it's always growing each and every week. It's Must See Adventures over on YouTube. Scott, tell us about the channel this week. What's up?
Yeah, just if these winter months, it's cold for a lot of us. So if you want to see our last summer vacation down at Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, it's a lot of fun. Mike is finally on some episodes now. So you want to see Mike on the camera. I mean, we see him all the time right here on the Be Our Guest Podcast YouTube, but he makes his Must See Adventure debut. So lots of fun, great storytelling. You see the Gardner family at our finest, so like and subscribe today.
All right, let's get over there. Must See Adventures, like and subscribe, check it out. And don't forget, we'll see you in the Discord. That's our free Discord channel for everybody, the friendliest Disney community on the internet. We're hanging out there all the time. Come on over. Your invitation's waiting. beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right, jumping out of here. Wishing you a great weekend. So for Scott, I'm Mike. You guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Good stuff.
That's kind of a different episode, but hey, we got through it. It was good.
I mean, yeah, it's from 2 weeks from now. I mean, you can't really
know.
do like news because
I know it's hard to do news. Look at this photo. Wade sent me this. He said, "I'm listening to you guys with a Spartan hat on." Look at
that's
that.
awesome. That's awesome. He looks cold.
I know. That's about to be me, man. I'm about to shovel and snow blow.
Oh, dude,
I'm just cold thinking about it.
It is.
Yeah, I hope everyone liked those. That was fun. It's hard to, like you said, Mike. It's hard to do like 2 weeks in advance sometimes.
It is. I just hope people like. I just hope like if somebody's on a walk or run or whatever, we're just trying to keep you company and like just giving you stuff to think about. You know, like
that was
fun.
good.
Like,
no, it was good. Like I liked those topics. We just kind of ran out of them at the end. Was the
I
problem?
know. I was like, there's no more topics.
Let's talk about Scott's trip.
I know. I was like, there's no more topics in the chat. So what do we do here? Let's talk about.
You're to pack for Emily, you know, or like plan for that. That was a good question because it is like
get something quick. I was like, I can see it on the. I see it on the wave lines. This big dead spot. That's Mike. Like, That's pretty good. You'll hear the music for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, you always have a fire background loop playing.
But they're always. I need to update those. I got to get some time to do that.
That's good.
All right.
That's
well,
good.
hey, don't be careful out there shoveling snow.
I'm about to listen to the BR Guest podcast while I'm out there.
All right, cool. Just be careful because it's cold. All right.
I know. Well, that's the thing. My driveway is like kind of steep, so like that's why I hate like snow blowing sometimes. Because like, you gotta be careful like going down that hill.
Don't get hurt.
Be careful. I won't. I'll send you the results when I'm done.
All right, do that.
All right.
I'll see
Have
you.
A good one. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right, see ya.